right, man. Let's talk about Hendon Hooker. A lot of fans saying put Hendon Hooker in. We got some fans saying put Teddy B in, Teddy Bridgewater in. Obviously, those are emotional reactions. We all get a little emotional sometimes, especially on the emotional roller coaster we know as sports. But obviously, I don't think that's too much of an option. I don't think Hendon Hooker is an option for a couple of years. You know, they activated him because they wanted him to get, coaching. When he was inactive on that non-football injury list, whatever it is, they couldn't coach him. He only could sit in on meetings and watch. Now he can take reps and watch and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And now they can actually coach him. Dan Campbell made a comment they had on Woodward Sports talking about how good of a tight spiral Hendon Hooker throws. And a lot of people thought that was a subliminal shot on Jared Goff, who just throw a lot of ducks. All right? But, we know it's probably not possible for them to go into Hendon, go to Hendon Hooker this season. More possibly if something happens or Goff play continues to be atrocious, then most likely they're going to go with Teddy B, right? Teddy Bridgewater, and that's what they're gonna do. But next year, if Goff does play on a 1 year, 1 year left and doesn't get the money that he's looking for, don't get an extension, then next year you can see an open competition. And quite frankly, Hendon Hooker got an uphill battle. You're talking about the system that he played in at Tennessee. Some people were saying that was a quarterback-friendly system and all that type of stuff, but he was at Virginia Tech. He was more of a run-first quarterback, so he has that dual threat, ability. Now, the Lions not asking much. I think the most complex thing in the offense is what Jared Goff do well. He's able to attack the intermediate, the short to intermediate. He able to, read a couple defenses, hit his crossers, hit his over routes, hit his ends, and all that type of stuff. And, that's the question. But one thing, that they really ask their quarterbacks to do is, be good off the play action. I think Hendon Hooker could be tremendous off the play action. Coming off the knee injury, how much do you want, how many design runs do you really want to put in there for him? And one of the issues he got in trouble at Tennessee, one of the knocks on him was he was looking to make the big play, looking downfield too much and not taking what's underneath. So you got to understand, if you're going to play Hendon Hooker, there may be a couple steps back this team may have to take in order to take some possible steps forward that's not promised. So that's the question about it. Now you can suit the team up around him and hope you can plug him in, being mature like Russell Wilson, being mature, like some other quarterbacks. You had Brandon Whedon, who didn't work out all too much, but he was another mature quarterback that got taken. But I guess if you continue to build solid things around him and you plug him in there, and you get him up to speed, then, and it may make sense because, Ben Johnson is moving on, which we probably 99.8% sure he's moving on. Then getting Hendon Hooker with a coordinator that he's comfortable with, that might just be the move. That might be the groove right there. Somebody new, fresh, can do some things with him. But, what he does well is play action. What he does well is get the ball out of his hand. Just throw the ball down the field. He kind of holds the ball a little bit too much looking for the big play. So you kind of got to snap him out of that. But, next year that's a gamble. And I say, you know what? You got a lot of money next year. Most teams win it on a rookie contract, with a cheaper deal contract. Some teams do. You seen the Seahawks, you know what I'm saying? But if that's the case, what's your security? Because Bridgewater just get injured too much. Now your security could be making Jared Goff as a backup, but then people say, hey man, Why don't you, leverage Jared Goff and get some draft picks for him, or get a draft pick for him? And that's a wonderful, thing to think about. So then, who would be a backup? Would you turn to a guy like Baker Mayfield, Tyler Huntley? I mean, the question is, would you draft somebody? Let's say, Jaden Daniels fell to you. Can you afford to use a draft pick? Let's say J.J. McCarthy fell to you. Let's say first, second round, middle, late, first, second round. Let's say one of them guys fell to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, quarterback that, do you say they just duke it out? Or do you try to go the veteran route? That's the number one question. I mean, the best quarterback that looks like it's going to be out there is Kirk Cousins, but, like I said, coming off the Achilles injury, same thing with Jared Goff. I think he got a better arm than Jared Goff, but yeah, if you're going to turn over to Hendon Hooker, there's got to be a contingency plan, and that contingency plan is either going to have to be Goff being the backup, Teddy Bridgewater being the backup, you know what I'm saying? Or, it's going to be somebody else. And the only thing I don't like about Teddy Bridgewater, he's just not healthy enough. So, that means you're going to have 3 really good backups on the team, which they do got now. Just to be honest. So, but if you're going to turn that thing over to Hendon Hooker, you got to make sure that knee A-okay. You got to make sure you get a coordinator that he worked well with, that got experience with younger quarterbacks. But I think, continuing to build around him, getting him another pass rusher, getting him somebody interior that can push the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Getting another cornerback. Getting some offensive line depth. Don't be surprised if they don't take a right guard at some point in that draft neither. Or pick up a veteran guard and tackle in free agency. And at the receiver position, I don't think it's too much more you need to do, honestly. So, I'm not opposed to it, because I feel like the Lions are playing with house money. They're not supposed to be this good this fast. I feel like they're playing with house money. So I think, even if you take some step back next year, so be it. At the quarterback position, you got an offense, that you continue to build the depth across the offensive line. You got a defense. If you get a couple of pass rushes up front of the corner, you got a lot of depth there. Bring Gardner Johnson back. Some of these dudes get better. I feel like they should just get the keys to Jack Campbell right now. I'm tired of seeing Anderson. Don't need no knock to him, but get the keys to him. I mean, everything else around the team should upgrade next year, albeit health-wise and everything like that. So, you got some people saying they should go sign Josh Allen, the pass rusher, yada, yada, yada. So, but, yeah, I mean, if you do it, you just got to make sure you have security behind Hendon Hooker. And if that's drafting another quarterback and keeping Teddy Bridgewater around, it's making Goff the backup and making it an open competition and he beat Goff, so be it. But you got to make sure, and the offensive playbook is going to be different next year. So, I mean, at the end of the day, do you even want him studying this playbook unless you got somebody in the fold that's going to, have a similar playbook? So I think they're smart enough to have somebody that's already prepped to be the offensive coordinator as well too. So I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Financially, you want to support the channel? Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, or just Spotify and Anchor. Sorry, appreciate the love, support. Peace.